everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I hope you're having a great Friday. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington, USA. And we'll take care of all the housekeeping notes before we show you what we're making today. In the description bar below, you will find the description of everything I used, the measurements. You'll also find a link to my online store, my email address, and a link to my Facebook group, which we'd love to have you join. Also, remember to subscribe and like and share YouTube to help me grow in YouTube world. Also, until November 30th, I am running a special in my online store. You guys probably remember this. Wonderful World paper and stamp set. These are brand new, never been opened. And if you place a $45 order or more in my online store between now and November 30th, you will be entered in a drawing to win this set. You do have to be inside the United States to win. And that's about it I can think of. We will draw on December 1st, notify the winner, and then thereafter somebody else, you'll be all notified who the winner was. So, onward with the project. You guess we are using Peaceful Deer, and I can tell you there's not a deer in the project we're using, and we're not making a card. We are making a box. And this is the box we're making. We are using the Celebrate Everything paper and this lovely black and white tree paper with the granny apple green on the top, which I thought looked so pretty. And it's just a nice, simple little bag. I didn't write the dimensions. It is 4 inches across, 1.5 this way. To the fold area here, it is about 5 1/4. So it's a nice size. And I'll show you in a few minutes what's in. This one's already packaged up, so it's got a little bulkiness right here because it does have the item in it already packaged. So let's get started. We do have to cut our paper. So I'm gonna grab our piece of paper. This is a 12 by 12, and there's the granny apple. If your paper is directional, such as mine, you wanna make sure that you cut the right side of the paper that you need. We have to make one cut because our paper needs to be 11.5 inches wide, not 12. Move my bowl out of the way. So if you're directional, you want to take it off of the right-hand side, not the bottom or the top. And you're going to take off 1 inch or 1/2 inch, making it 11.5. That's the cutting on the trimmer. Now you could score on this if you'd like, but as you all probably know by now, I like my Simply Score tool. So we're going to put this in the same direction. Get rid of this before I get this someplace else. And on this side, we are going on the 11.5 inch side. I can't even talk. This is what happens as Black Friday. We should all be out shopping, except I'm done shopping. Well, mostly. So we're going to score at 4 inches, 5.5, 9.5, and 11. Then we're going to rotate it this direction. Now the bottom of your page is over here, and you're going to score at 1.5. You're going to flip the paper over and score at 9.5. Like I said, all of the dimensions and everything will be below. And now we're going to go ahead and furnish all of our score lines. Get my bone folder out here. I can't see the lines because of the type of paper it is, so I'm feeling for the paper so I can see where my folds are. You could color this paper with pins and stuff if you wanted, but I like the black and white and with a little bit of green. I thought it added something to it. So then we're going to score it. Let's fold the bottom here. And the top is going to fold this direction. Give us that beautiful top like that, okay? So let's go ahead and do some trimming first, and we're only going to be doing trimming on the bottom. So this little rectangle here, the tiny little rectangle, we're going to come straight up, and we're going to just take a little angle right here, and we're going to cut up this one. Now I am going to wedge this just ever so slightly because I want my bag, let's call it a bag, my bag to close properly, okay? And we'll cut up this one. There's two squares, 2 rectangles, and we're cutting into the little squares. And you can see I'm not taking off much. I mean, we're talking about a 1/16 of an inch maybe. Just enough so they don't have any overhang. And then we're going to grab our tear and tape. And we're going to put tear and tape on the back side here, right close to the score line. And then again at the top, nice and close to the top. And then pull the tear and tape off both of these. And fold that down and make sure we got it nice. Now, what I like to do at this point is go back and re-burnish these together. Because as you can, when you go to do this, you can see how stiff they are. And if you do this, you get a little nicer fit. These, I think so. So just giving that, put this one this way. Like that. Just makes it a little easier when you go to close it, okay? Next, we're going to take and put tear and tape on this side. You could use glue on this if you'd like. But on bags and boxes, I tend to do, well, not so much boxes, but mostly bags on DSP. I'm not putting anything heavy into this, so it doesn't have to be really heavy. So I'm going to fold this out so it's flat, like this. Then I'm going to fold this one over. Make sure everybody's lined up properly. Nice and even, and fold it down. Give that a little burnish there. So there is the start of our box. So this is the back of the box here. So I'm going to flip it over so my back is now towards me. So I'm going to fold in my 2 sides. I'm going to grab my glue. I like using glue on the bottom because it does strengthen the bottom a little bit. But you could use Seal Plus or tear and tape if you'd like. I'm going to flip my bottom down, making sure my bottom's straight. I'm going to add a little more glue here. Make sure I get over to the edges, but not over the top. And the front goes like that, so everybody stays nice and square. Now, this is a long ways to reach in there. You could take a long, whatever, but as you guys all know, that I love just throwing a block in the bottom of my projects and letting them pull it off to the side and letting it sit. So, let me grab a couple of things out here. Well, let's work on our little focal point. Now, I already cut these out. This is out of layer circle dies, and I use the 2 largest dies, this one and this one. This is green apple green and this one is white. And we're going to make our layer here, and I'm going to grab a stamping mat because we are working with photopolymer. And I grabbed a large tree, the one that has the 3 smaller trees, and our saying. And we're only using granny apple green and black, just to match the bag. So I'm going to take this one here, the big tree first, You're not going to get the whole tree on here. I'm just going to sort of go off. And it's off the side. Then I'm going to come up just a little bit and stamp another one up at that angle. And I think I want one more. Down low. And we can come up just a little bit like that. No two are going to look the same. I've done a couple of these now and they all look different. And I'm going to do a full one here and a partial one there and another full one there. So it all looks different, but I like it when it looks different. Next we need our Memento. And we are going to just stamp a very simple Merry Christmas. And I'm going to put that right across the trees there on the top. Like that. And that's our stamping on this little project. I'll adhere this to our Granny Apple. Don't ever think much about using Granny Apple Green for Christmas. When I figured out what color that was in there, I thought, okay, why not? Oh dear, I have a black spot. I got to figure out how to get rid of that black spot. Well, that's an interesting one. Maybe we'll put some bling on this one. So let's move on. Since I got a black spot, we'll figure out how to fix that in a minute. Could you excuse me for a moment? I tried to get away without having the kittens in the room, and they're outside my door screaming bloody murder. Get in here. Come on. Come on. It's my littlest one. They're the same age, but she is a little smaller. Her name is Smokey, and she's also the crybaby out of the group. Sorry about that. So what you're going to want to do is get right here in the middle at the bottom of here and just pinch. And then you can just work your hands up as much as you want, you know, like that. Makes a nice thing. But before we seal this up with some ribbon, we have some nice gloves going into this. I told you I'm working on my party. And so I designed this, and my gloves just fitted here just beautifully, like that. Then I can close this up, like that. You can see it bulging here, but that's okay because there's something in the box. And this is the back of my box because you still see the seam. So what I'm going to do is grab some of the gingham twine. I thought about coloring the gingham twine ribbon, but I decided I didn't want to do that. I liked it black and white since I'd added color to other things. So, and you know me with ribbon, I like to put a glue dot in the back. Helps me hold the ribbon up where I need it, and also helps prevent ribbon being lost all over the house when the gifts are being unwrapped. So right in the middle, right there. I'm going to pull this over. Get this one out of my way. I'm going to pull it snug because that's what's holding your gift in. And not too shabby. Now I'll flip it around so you can see it in just a moment. Tails are just a little too long. I'll trim them just a little bit. If anybody's been watching me, you know, like big bows and tails. So there's that. We're going to put this on with dimensionals, but I still got that black dot. And I've got to do something with it. So I need to put something on there to make it go away. Can't even open up my own case. Let's see here. Something that would look nice. Ooh, those would look sort of nice, like little frosty. Hope we use some round opals. No, I think we're going to use some round opals. You can come. You can come up in a minute, dear. So I'm just going to grab some dimensionals here and put on the back. Like I said, if you get a mark on something, there's always a way to disguise the mark. I looked in the stamp set to see if there's something appropriate. There was snowflakes, but I didn't really want snowflakes on this. And there was no star in this set. I know there's other sets that have stars. I could have went and looked for another one, but it wasn't here. But a couple opal rounds, I think, will do the trick. It'll make it look like there's... Yes, I hear you. Sorry about that, guys. My little kitten's just crying. So we added some opal rounds. Just a little change it up, move it up. So that's our bag for today. Come here, Smokey. This is Smokey, guys. This is my crybaby who's been crying. I had to let her in. So I thought you'd like to see her. You know, you got to stay out of the ink, though, honey. She's not totally housebroken yet, but she's pretty good. Yes, she is. So anyhow, someday you might get to see the other one. Her name is Shasta, and she's white and black, and she's a little bigger than she is, about 3 ounces bigger or so, but she's also a handful. So... Sorry about the cat interruption. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, I had a little problem there, but little bling solves the problem. Now I think I might have to put bling on the other one. So you have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.